So, I know we're a little late to the party here, but our local Target finally had a LEGO Daffy Duck CMF in stock this past week. Now, at long last, I can update my original Daffy Duck Parade Float mock video from 2019 with actual figures from the complete series. Now, these figures are great and all, but unfortunately, this is the current state of the old parade float. Looks a little like it went through that car wash from the show. I'm gonna take some time before we get started here to scrounge up all the missing pieces and get this thing looking back to its former glory. I'll just grab one of these, a couple of these, maybe some of this, some of that. It's like this, and that. Hopefully I have enough here. Needed one more. I am so sorry. How did I lose these? And this. Yeah, I can't imagine how this thing got so bad in the first place. But anyways, now that we have all the pieces, let's rebuild. There we have it, looking spick and span once again, with the mechanism I'm still super proud of working and everything. With that, I think it's finally time to populate this float with the CMFs. And because the parade float originated in the Looney Tunes Show, all of these character placements will be based on their appearances in that, and not necessarily Looney Tunes as a whole. There is no better place to start than having Daffy driving. But as you can see, I didn't build this float with minifigure scale in mind, so it looks a little like he's 9 years old. Might need a couple of phone books, buddy. Then there's Bugs, who begrudgingly rides alongside Daffy in the passenger seat from time to time. And in the show, the Tasmanian Devil is like their dog or something. So Bugs can take him for a walk by just hanging the leash out the window. That's probably good, right? He can catch up. He's a fast Tasmanian Devil. He'll catch up with the car. He won't get stepped on by the tire. Alright, it's fine. Speedy Gonzales, the fastest mouse in all of Mexico, is Bugs and Daffy's roommate in the show as well. So we'll give him a nice spot to sit right up here on the back and give him some Pizzeria pizza to munch on. Actually, you know what? Since he's so fast, maybe he should have been the one to run behind rather than Taz, because he could have actually caught up and not gotten stepped on. You know, it's fine. As I said before, it is fine. I already made the leash and I don't want to change it, so Taz will be fine, right? Tweety and Sylvester live across the street from them with Granny, who did not make the cut for the CMF series. However, I did make a pretty convincing replacement for her, if I do say so myself. So we'll put this one big happy family, with two of the members constantly trying to kill each other, right over here. The Roadrunner and Wile E Coyote, probably my two favorite figures out of the bunch, aren't actually in the main show, but they did have their own little mini-series that would play between episodes, so we'll recreate that by just whacking them in the desert over here. Perfect. Finally, there's Porky Pig and Marvin the Martian. P-Man is definitely in the show a lot more than Marvin, but they were like nerd friends in high school or something, or at least according to Daffy's false memory, so I'm grouping them together, eating lunch together over here. I don't know. And that is everyone. Thanks for watching this quick little video. I hope you enjoyed the spots I found for everybody. Okay, fine. We didn't want to spend $10 completing the set buying two figures that didn't particularly interest us, that being Lola and especially Petunia. The scatterbrained Lola depicted in the show is hilarious.
How do you say taco in Spanish?
But unfortunately, that's not the design this figure was based on. In fact, it doesn't seem to be based on any of her major appearances at all. Neither her interesting debut in the original Space Jam movie, nor her controversial redesign in Space Jam 2: A New Legacy match the design of this figure at all. I'm wondering if LEGO just googled Lola Bunny and based the figure off of the first image that popped up, because that's the only place I can find this design. And then there's Petunia, who again, like a lot of these, is only in the show for like 2 episodes, during which she isn't all that interesting of a character. But that's not actually my problem with this figure. My problem is the figure itself is just plain bad. Porky's head mold is by far my least favorite out of the figures we bought. It's just kind of boring, and as far as I can tell, Petunia uses a near identical mold, just with some hair added. At least Lola's head is a noticeably different shape and color than Bugs's. But there are just so many more iconic Looney Tunes figures that LEGO could have used this lot for, and despite the dumb controversies behind some of the more well-known absences, it is super disappointing that they ended up wasting the slot on this. Maybe they felt the need to give a girlfriend character to Porky like Lola is for Bugs. But then where's Tina? Tina was Daffy's girlfriend, and admittedly, the only appearance she made was in the Looney Tunes show, but come on! I could go on, but long story short, that is why we never ended up buying Lola or Petunia. But you know what? If this video gets, let's say, 100 likes, we will swallow our pride and complete the set. Granted, they're actually still in stores. We are not going to spring for hundreds of dollars to buy them on eBay like 10 years down the line from now if we randomly reach the goal by then. Maybe it has to be within the next year or so. I don't know, we'll see. But either way, as I was saying before being so rudely interrupted, thanks for watching this quick little addendum video to the main mock showcase from a few years back. I think the figures really bring some well-needed life into this build, and I hope you enjoyed the places, or lack thereof, I found for everybody. Let me know who your favorite figures are, as well as your least favorites, in the comments below. And if you want more LEGO stuff like this, waddle on over to that subscribe button and drop an anvil on it. Until next time, that's all, folks.